Now, what's your thoughts on Myles Murphy? Now, I saw he got credit for half a sack, and I think it was on punt one of the punts where he just obliterated the blocker. That was supposed to be. I mean, he just flat ran him over and almost blocked the punt. And like I said, he did get on in a half a sack there. So I know people are on him. They wanted be a first round pick, him to be this big beast. And I mean, there's a reason he dropped down to 28. I mean, that's kind of where I've been kind of trying to tell people. Not that he's a bust. I don't think he's a bust. I think he's more of I don't want to say project, but it's going to take more time to get him to where we all want him to be or think he should be. What's your thoughts on Myles Murphy?
I think Murphy fully developed. I think can provide more of a power aspect to his game compared to Trey Hendrickson because he's extremely explosive. And you saw that like explosion is like converting speed to power, which is where you get him bulldozing blocks like that. Right. He's not there yet though. Like there's a lot of conditioning left to do. There's a lot of just development that needs to happen to occur over the offseason. It's hard for really guys to just hone their crafts during the season. Obviously reps definitely help and get him more comfortable with the timing and everything, but he was never really going to be there this year. He may not even be there next year. Some of these things take time and some of these guys require like 3 years to fully develop into who they are. But I think down the road, Myles Murphy can be a solid power rusher because of how much reserve power and explosion that he has compared to a Trey Hendrickson. Murphy in comparison may never be the guy who can bend around the corner like Hendrickson can. He'll be different in that sense, and I think that's totally fine too. Like having power against left tackles, that's still a valuable thing. Like you can still rush to the inside, and hopefully that also requires just better hand usage as well. It requires better hand placement, and he's just not that. He's just not there yet. That's why he was only on the field, I think, 6 or 5 times this game, which is also interesting because Joseph Asai came back this game. He only played, I think, 5 snaps as well. So
that was my next question. Right there,
yeah, they had a full stable of edges, but it was still Hendrickson and Hubbard with their usual heavy workload, which I think definitely needs to be managed as the season goes on because you want those guys fresh for December, January.